On this week's edition of Throwback Thursday, we throw it back to ancient Rome, where you'll find two men searching for that pump. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get warm. Today's warm-up is very simple. We have 5 sets of the following. All right, we're going to start with 20 bunny hops. So I'm just springing off my toes. If you have the space, you can move forward in this movement. That's fine. Next movement is a single leg bunny hop. You do 10 each leg. Same idea. If you have the ability and space, you can jump forward during this. Okay. Our last movement in our warm-up is going to be shoulder taps. At the simplest form of this movement, you're going to do it from the high plank. So I'm here. I do 10 shoulder taps. You can make this more advanced by doing it from a handstand position. So you guys can do a wall walk into a handstand against the wall, do your shoulder taps there. I could also do something very similar with my feet on a chair or a couch or a bed. I could do it from the pike position, right? So I walk my hands back, hips over my head, and I do my shoulder taps. And then at your most advanced, you guys would try to play around with this from a freestanding handstand, right? So I kick up into a freestanding handstand, and I do my shoulder taps there. A toga may not have been the smartest choice for that, but that's your warm-up. 5 sets of that. 20 bunny hops, 10 single leg hops, and then 10 shoulder taps from one of those positions I just showed you. Let's get into our conditioning. Our conditioning today is a 30-minute EMOM, right? So in this 30-minute EMOM, you're gonna have 3 stations that you run through 10 times each. All right, there's gonna be a prescribed number of reps for each station. However, the reps should not take any longer than 40 seconds to complete. So you're gonna think about some numbers that you can maintain across 30 minutes or 10 rounds of this workout. All right, so let's talk about these movements. Your first station is a box jump. Your prescribed rep range is 10 to 15 reps. You guys, if you have a box, obviously use that. You can also jump on, say, a chair or bed or couch around the house. Just make sure it's sturdy and you have room over your head, right? So here's my chair. I jump on, and maybe you feel safer stepping off than jumping off. Now, admittedly, I feel like I wouldn't be super comfortable jumping on this chair for the entire workout. So your other option is tuck jumps. So I'm gonna jump up and bring my knees towards my chest. All right, and that's your scaled option for the box jump station. All right, station 2 is gonna be our push press, okay? So you have some options here. Our dual arm options, right? So 2 arms at the same time. If you have a barbell, great workout to utilize a barbell. If you have 2 dumbbells or 2 kettlebells, you guys would do that as well at the same time. And then obviously our odd object. Once again, I have my backpack today. I'm going to dip and drive this over my head. Now say you don't have a dual arm option. You could also do this with 1 arm at a time, single arm. So if you have a single kettlebell or dumbbell, you can do 1 arm at a time, right? So here's my kettlebell, I dip and drive. And you have some options here as far as how you manage your reps. So you can either choose to do 10 to 15 reps on each arm within that minute. Or if you find that's too daunting or you're just not able to keep up with the clock, then you can alternate arms from round to round. So round 1, maybe I'll do all 10 to 15 reps with my right arm, and then when round 2 comes around, I'll do it with my left arm. All right? So you have a lot of options here for the push press. All right? And then our last station is pull-ups, okay? We also have a ton of options for pull-ups. Your rep range is 5 to 10. I'm about to go over those options right now. Unfortunately, I'm not in an apartment that's set up to show you guys the best view of these, but I'm gonna do my best, all right? Now, obviously, if you own a pull-up bar, so you have one that maybe fits in your doorway there, perfect, use that. If not, here are a few options that you guys can utilize, all right? Number 1, I could do a pull-up on my door, right? So I grab the top of the door and I pull myself over the door. Another option that involves a door is I have this towel here. All right, I've used a rubber band to create like a little knot at the top here. This is like your stopper, okay? So what I'm gonna do with this is I'm gonna loop it over the door. Then I'm gonna close the door. Make sure it's closed all the way. All right, so now I'm gonna hold on to the towel. I'm gonna perform a row with this towel, right? So kind of like if you're at the gym, you're doing ring rows, same idea, right? I grab the towel ends, right? That little knot on the other side stops the towel from coming out. I'm here, and I pull myself up. Now, it's important to note that you guys should probably not bring your feet all the way forward to start. You should test the waters here a little bit and make sure your door's not gonna fly open or your towel's gonna fly out. All right? So your towel pull up or your towel row is another option you have here. Our third option also involves a door, and if you have a band. So you guys could do like a pull down the band to simulate that pull-up motion, right? So I loop the band over, right? I can get down on my knees here to create some more resistance. And I'm going to think about pulling this band down to mimic doing that pull-up motion as much as possible, all right? So those are three options that involve using the door. Our final option is just doing a bent over row. So you can use the same object that you use for your push press. So I have my bag here. I'll just show it while I'm standing over here, right? I hinge at my hip, flat back, and I'm squeezing my shoulder blades together at the top, keeping those elbows tight to my body. And then if I'm doing the single arm option for the push press, I can also do that with a single arm, right? So stagger stance, and I'm pulling this dumbbell back, right? So those are all your pull-up options that you saw in this tiny little space. So you guys would definitely do it at your house as well, all right? Right back at you, Dave. Just a quick reminder of the flow of the workout. You have 3 stations here. You have box jumps, push press, pull-up. Every minute on the minute, you're rotating stations, and you're doing it 10 times through to equal 30 minutes. At the 30-minute mark, you're gonna immediately go down and we're gonna do some ab work, right? We're gonna roll right into 200 total Russian twists. So Russian twists, I'll show you from the side here a little bit. My feet are off the floor, right? And I'm just gonna think about rotating and touching my hands from side to side. All right, and we're gonna accumulate 200 total Russian twists as a little ab cash out for this workout. You just completed a 30-minute sweat and then got your ab pump on. We're going to finish with a little accessory pump. All right? Your accessory pump is 3 sets of 10 to 15 halos. So with a halo, I'm going to have a weight, not too heavy, right? I'm going to hold it in front of my head, and I'm going to think about making a circle around my head, like a halo on an angel, right? I'm going to do 10 to 15 one direction, and then 10 to 15 the other direction. Once again, you can also use odd objects for this, but it's likely going to be a bit lighter than the weight you were push pressing with. And the straps got stuck in my head there. But yeah, 10 to 15 plate halos each side, and then you're going to do 15 reverse flies. Now this should be pretty light. All right, so I have some cans here. Some garbanzo beans, right? So for my reverse flies, I'm going to hinge, right? Like I'm going down for a deadlift, so slight knee bend here, okay? I'm going to keep my back flat. I'm going to pull my scap together, and then from here, I'm going to bring my hands straight out. All right, so it's to be noted here that the work is being done in that upper middle back area, not in my trap. So a common problem is that you guys like shrug your traps here and you do it like this, right? You get like no neck, right? I'm pulling everything back into the middle of my shoulder blades, right? That's why it's important that we keep it pretty light, right? When you guys get too heavy, you start swinging it up, you start using the wrong muscles. So keep it light, 15 reps here. So 3 sets of 10 to 15 halos, 15 reverse flies, and that's your accessory pump. All right, let's finish up with some mobility. We got two stretches for you guys. The first one is called a karate chop, right? So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna take my arm and I'm thinking about karate chopping it across my body. All right, so my thumb is up here, and then I'm gonna lay my weight onto that arm. So I get a nice stretch to my lat and my shoulder here. All right, you're gonna hold this for 1 minute and then switch sides 1 minute on the other side. Our next stretch is called a low dragon. How that works, I'm gonna get into this lunge position. I'm gonna put my weight on my thigh, and I'm gonna think about driving my knee forward, right? So the idea here, the main goal is to get a stretch through my calf and my Achilles here, but also I'm getting a stretch in this hip and my other hip flexion at the same time. All right, and I'm holding this weight, driving my weight forward here for a minute, and then switching to the other leg. And that is your mobility. 1 minute karate chop, and then 1 minute low dragon each side. Thanks for joining us on this Throwback Thursday. Coach Gunner and I found that elusive pump. Boom. Don't forget to post your videos to the social medias at Forged by Zeus, at CrossFit Queens, hashtag Throwback Thursday, hashtag Coach Gunner, hashtag Lean Mean Quarantine. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye.